the decision. TMZ Sports spotted the newly crowned Toronto Raptors celebrating their title in Las Vegas. And as soon as the euphoria settles, that Canadian passion will turn towards Kawhi and his free agent plans if it hasn't already. According to Fred VanVleet, the team has done their part to recruit him.
He came here and did what he was supposed to do. So he brought this city a championship, and I think he's earned his freedom in his career to do what he wants to do, and we'll all respect and admire him. And if he's on another team, then we'll just have to kick his ass next year. But hopefully he'll be back.
Fred, keeping it honest and real. See, where do you think Kawhi Leonard ends up next season?
Well, Fred is right. And not only the country of Canada, but the Toronto Raptors, that they have done everything the right way. Kawhi and his team, they couldn't be happier. Also with the championship, that was just kind of the cherry on the top. When they got past Philadelphia, you could say that they felt really, really good about what they had accomplished. Coming there, load management, and realizing that where Kawhi was as a basketball player, they were very, very confident that he had returned to form. But as far as free agency goes, I would say, and because of the moments what they've had the last month and what the chemistry that he's developed with that team, you have to say Toronto that they are the favorite. They can also pay him the most. Great experience for him there. The doctors that he had working with him, their collaboration with the doctors for the Raptors, the load management situation where he missed 22 games during the regular season, how it played off. He played through all the pain in the playoffs, having one of the greatest playoff runs that we had ever seen. But it's going to go like this. Toronto, they are the favorite because of what happened. But Kawhi sent a message to everyone else. I don't have interest in just joining a super team or something like that. Just give me some ball players, and I believe that we can take on the NBA. This didn't change because he won. This is exactly what I was saying last year when people were talking about trading to Kawhi. When they're talking about, oh, is it the Clippers or is it the Lakers? Is it LeBron? All this. No, he's not into that. But the Raptors should be the favorite, and then it's going to go like this in no order. Both teams in New York, that being the Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets, they will both get a sit-down interview with Kawhi. Also, the Los Angeles Lakers will be a part of the discussions. Yes, he will sit down with them, and the Clippers. So Clippers, Lakers, Nets, Knicks, and the Raptors, those are the 5 teams that will be involved in the Kawhi Leonard sweepstakes.
So there's 5 teams that have a legitimate chance. I think people are going to be surprised to see those 2 New York teams on that list, because what we had heard was it's Los Angeles, wants to be in Los Angeles, either team in Los Angeles. You're telling us that both New York teams, both LA teams, and of course Toronto. And here's to me, the most noteworthy part of it. Because of what he just proved, if the follow-up is where's he the best fit, it's a great fit everywhere. This is what Kawhi Leonard has proven. Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, the Kevin Durant we know, those are 3 guys in this league, maybe the top 3 guys in this league that we know unequivocally. Put them in any situation, their team will be a playoff team. Put the right talent around them, their team will be a championship contender. Like, that is the level of player he is, which is why he could look at the Knicks, who right now, they had the worst record in basketball last season. They were clearly clearing the decks for a player like Kawhi Leonard. The Nets, who were an up-and-coming team, but not a championship-level team, similar with the Clippers. And then there's the Lakers. And the Lakers one is interesting. It would take a lot of salary cap machinations. They would have to go back to the table with New Orleans, try to convince them to delay the trade. But let's just say the Lakers could clear up the money. While Kawhi doesn't need a super team, the idea of playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, 2 guys he has tremendous respect for, I would imagine he would at least have to consider being able to do that in the part of the country he's from. And then Toronto, where they just won a title, the one thing that I'm curious about is there's been a lot of speculation about will Kawhi sign a short-term deal in Toronto. Tell me if you disagree. That one would surprise me only because Kawhi turned down a ton of money to stay in San Antonio. He would then be turning down a ton of money to sign the full max free agency. And when you are a player who has dealt with some lingering injuries, the idea of, and you just see KD tears Achilles, Klay Thompson tears ACL, to leave $100+ million on the table to sign a short-term deal, that would surprise me. I don't know if you feel differently. I would imagine wherever Kawhi signs, he's going to sign the full either 4 or 5 year max.
I mean, they literally have been taking it game by game. I mean, what's Kawhi's availability from a health standpoint? Game number 1. What does he feel like game number 2? Game number 3 to game number 6, you could see in the interviews, that's the first time that Key was able to relax. So now they will start the process. Not going to be any tampering stuff. They're going to start the process. He's going to have a great time at the parade today. I'm sure he's going to thank the Toronto Raptors. I'm sure he's going to thank the country of Canada. But it's going to be Kawhi Leonard, business as usual, and those will be the 5 teams that will be involved.
I think with Kawhi, it's interesting because with KD, we talk so much about maybe he wants to go out and see if he can win on his own, but you don't get the sense from Kawhi that he either needs to play with someone else or needs to not play with someone else. So those 4 teams offer like 4 different scenarios of where he'd be. At the Clippers, he'd be the guy. You know, if KD comes to the Knicks, he'd be with KD. If he goes to the Lakers, he joins them. So I think it's 5 different situations where you can either be with a superstar or not, but he doesn't seem like that's something that's important to him.
Well, and this is the freedom that this championship gives him. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, he were to pick the Lakers and they were able to clear the decks for it. No, he has what KD didn't have when he went to the Warriors.
Did it on his own.
If KD had already won a title
Dwayne
in
Wade.
OKC, Dwayne Wade's a better example because he had it.
Yeah.
Nobody questions D Wade's second 2 titles because he had already done it.
Right.
So now if Kawhi had gotten knocked out in the second round, if he had missed that shot, they lose in overtime, and then he joins the Lakers, then people would say, okay, well, how? But he answered all those questions.
Right.
That's what a championship gives you. Just like you say, the Hall of Fame. What does the Hall of Fame do for me? It answers all the questions. How good was Cris Carter? Well, I'm a Hall of Famer. So that I don't have to have the debate about who's better, this, that, or the third. For Kawhi Leonard, the championship answers all the questions. No one can say he's ring chasing when he's the defending finals MVP.
Yeah, but also I think that along the way, some of the things with Kawhi have been misunderstood. And the concept, he wouldn't want to play with great basketball players. It's just not his #1 priority. He wants to play the game the right way. He wants to continue growing his game. He thinks that he can be a lot better over the next 3 to 5 years. And he's trying to set himself up for the rest of his life, for his family, and this decision right here is going to do that. What they're talking about is, this is a business decision. If there's another great player in the building, I'm not against that. But this is about Kawhi and what's best for his family. What's best for KD is best for KD. But Kawhi doesn't want to get involved in, I talked a guy into coming here, and then now all of a sudden his situation's not as good, and they're looking at Kawhi as if, hey man, look, my career is off track and I listen to you. No, Kawhi's going to make the best decision for him, but he's not shying away from great basketball players.
Exciting days ahead in the NBA. All right, coming up, does Anthony Davis make the Lakers the best team in the NBA? This is First Things First.
Thinking about both teams in New York.